Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of the Cartoon Flashback. And that's right, the Cartoon Flashback coming to you with a flashback of a cartoon that obviously um, is Scooby-Doo related. The last one we did was, of course, the all-new Scooby-Doo Scrappy-Doo show, Scooby-Doo Mysteries, if you will. You check that out here on this channel. But this time, we're going to talk about the other Scooby-Doo show that came out after those two. One that unfortunately did not have, as many people would put it, a proper ending. Did not fully complete its cycle because its name basically implies that it should have basically concluded with all of these number of beings being put back where they belong. And of course, I'm talking about the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Now, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo basically modernized Scooby, if you will, from the mid-'80s. And not just Scooby and Scrappy themselves, but also modernized Daphne and Shaggy. This is basically where Shaggy got his new outfit. Now, for any of you that have watched the Superstar 10 movies, and even watch the final 15 to 20 minutes of Cyber Chase, you will notice that Shaggy, in the Superstar 10 movies, was given a red t-shirt and blue jeans. Basically a red t-shirt and blue jeans. Blue pants, if you will. In place of his iconic green t-shirt and brown pants. And basically 13 Ghosts is where he got it from. That was basically it. 13 Ghosts is where he got it from. Daphne was also given a huge makeover. Daphne was given basically, as some people would call it, the hairstyle of Debbie from Hanna-Barbera's Speed Buggy, as well as given a variety of different clothing, if you will. At most times she would have like overalls, kind of like April O'Neil, but sort of pinkish purple. Sometimes she would just wear a not perfect, but purple outfit with like little pink trimming or light purplish pink trimming, stuff like that. But mainly, it was one of those two outfits. We were also introduced to several new characters. The first character was Vincent Van Ghoul, voiced by the late Vincent Price. The other character was a little con artist named Flim Flam, a little young artist, thus making him the only, according to some people, the only young kid member of Mystery Incorporated ever done, or ever to be a part of it. And of course, you had Scrappy and all that. So we also had some new antagonists. This time, we didn't just have the random, it's a different villain each day or whatever. We actually had antagonists right off the bat. And we had the antagonists in the two ghosts called Bogle and Weird, as well as we had antagonists in this something of Ghost and Spook Society or something like that. And basically it's Bogle and Weird that trick Shaggy and Scooby into opening the chest. Now you would think, okay, Scooby and Shaggy are the ones that open it. They should be the only ones allowed to have to do what they got to do, right? No, because of the affiliation, basically of Daphne and Flim Flam and all them. Basically, they all have to do this together. And basically, it's the first one that actually has a straightforward continuity. There's no loose continuity. Or anything like that. There's no loose or self-contained continuity. It's one big continuity for one season. And basically the continuity is they go from episode, from place to place, if you will, throughout the world, even in their own hometown of Coolsville, if you will, trying to track down the ghost that have escaped from the chest. Thus, the name 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Basically, they got to track down these 13 ghosts and put them back in the chest. And for the entire season, they do just that. And they have some very interesting encounters. They sometimes will have to encounter the ghost by going through comic strips and comic books. They'll have to go through cartoon lands or whatever you want to call it. Stuff like that. The first episode they start out in Transylvania, and this is really historic as well because this here, and this is marked down at some of the Scooby Wikipedia sites, or Scoobapedia sites, if you will, Scoobapedias, that this is actually the first one. This is even recorded in Wikipedia, that the first episode of 13 Ghosts is the first time ever that Daphne goes through a transformation sequence. That's right. She actually goes through an actual transformation sequence. And it's really really cool because it's the first time not anybody besides Shaggy and Scooby have gone through that. Anyway, like I said, she goes through that in the first episode, but she is restored thanks to Flim Flam, who, like I said, is a young con artist. His Lots of Luck Joy Juice, it not only cures Daphne, but it also cures the townsfolk and all that. But again, throughout the entire season, they basically have to track down all these ghosts through like I said, all different locations. Either it's in the hometown, they got to go through a comic strip, comic books, if you will, cartoons, whatever. They got to go through it all. Whether it's trying to wake Daphne up, which they do in an episode, because she was put under a sleep spell, stuff like that. To me, it was really well done. Like I said, it's the first one to actually have a continuity. And I actually remember when I first saw this, because I didn't really remember much about it because there was so many cartoons on Saturday mornings in 1985. I think I overskipped it or something. But I remember, I don't know if it was, I think it was Cartoon Network, I believe, or Cartoon Network or TBS or one of them. I think it was mostly Cartoon Network. I remember watching because they would always, and it was back, I think, in the early 2000s or something like that, or the mid. I think it was, I don't know when it was. I think it was the late 90s, early 2000s. But I do remember they would always show Scooby-Doo, and it was always, and basically what it was it was like a 1 hour thing of Scooby-Doo, and I think it was Cartoon Network, and basically what it was is Cartoon Network would basically air Scooby-Doo every episode of Where Are You, every episode of the new movie, of the Scooby-Doo movies, every episode of the Scooby-Doo show, every episode of Scooby-Doo Scrappy first season, second season, third season, all new Scooby-Doo Scrappy-Doo show, new Scooby-Doo mysteries, and as soon as they stopped doing those, the next ones they showed were 13 Ghosts. And I remember tuning in one day to watch Scooby-Doo, because I think I was eating breakfast or lunch that day. I remember just tuning in, watching, and all of a sudden here's the intro, and I'm thinking, wow, this is different. So I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, whoa, it's like I didn't know about it, and I went online after I watched, I think, the first few episodes, because like I said, I think they did an hour or so, and I watched the first few episodes, and it was really surprising to me that it came out in 1985. But like I said, back then, I had so many choices as a kid. I didn't know which ones to watch. I think I overskipped it. But, eventually I have caught up with it. I have watched most of the episodes, and I enjoyed it. And again, I really like the direction it went with. Yes, it's a little darker than the other ones were, but it's basically a good blend of being dark, but also being still that lighthearted Scooby that we were all used to. Unfortunately, though, 13 Ghosts didn't last too long. According to some of the Scoobapedia sites and Wikipedia sites, it only lasted from September of 85 to December of 85. And basically, like several other shows, like let's say Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Sat AM, it ended on a cliffhanger. Basically, not all of the 13 ghosts were captured. So, apparently there are 2 lost episodes out there, according to several sources, that would complete and finalize 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. But they have yet to come forward. But they have yet to come forward if those episodes exist. If they exist. So, unless those episodes do exist and they do come forward someday, the only possible way of concluding this and wrapping it up is to do what I suggested in my on-screen video, and that is do a direct-to-video movie conclusion to this show. That's what I feel would have to be done to finish it up. I really do. But overall, it was very unique. I really liked it. And if you're a Shaggy Daphne shipper, if you will, basically being someone that looks at Shaggy and Daphne as a couple, then this was the show for you. Because basically, according to what people have said, this, along with the previous 2 shows, showed a lot of focus on Daphne and Shaggy as a couple. And even if you want to throw in hints from other shows like Scooby-Doo show of 76, 77, Scooby and Scrappy and all that, there you go. Anyway, though, again, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo definitely was a take in a different direction for Hanna-Barbera, and I really appreciate what they did with it. I really appreciate that they went and took that direction. They went in and tried something different. I really did. I really liked it. It was unique. It modernized the characters. And like I said, if you're a Daphne Shaggy shipper, it kind of gave you Daphne and Shaggy as a pairing. So, overall, really, really well done. And I really tip my hat, if you will, to them for taking the chance that they did with this show, despite how people may feel about it. So, I really suggest anybody that's not seen Scooby-Doo, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, it's on DVD. Go to Netflix, rent it, rent both discs, watch it. You will enjoy it. Go on Amazon, buy it if you want to. You will enjoy this series. You will enjoy it. It's fun. It's funny. It's lighthearted. It is dark, but again, it's lighthearted still. It's still got enough lightheartedness in it and humor in it that it's worth watching. It's really, really well done, in my opinion. And like I said, the only thing that would make it better is if the 2 lost episodes do exist, for those to come forward, be put onto DVD, be released onto DVD, as the lost episodes, or for a direct-to-video movie to be made to conclude this series. I really think that would really help it out. But overall, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo is, again, worth watching. I couldn't recommend it any more than I already am. And really, that's all I'm going to say about it. You want to comment below? Let me know what you think down below. I would love to hear what you guys think about it. Video responses are greatly appreciated as well. And I will talk to you all later. God bless. Take care. I'm going to go take this mic back to the rec room now. Peace out.